Hello folks, it's late Friday afternoon. If I can, I'll get down the range in the morning just to test some of these H&N Silver Points. These are in 177 and they weigh 11.57 grains, so they're pointed, heavy hitting hunting pellet basically. If they're no good at 20 yards, they'll be no good at any other distance, but if you want a heavy close-up rat killer, this is probably the one. So what I'm going to do, using the single shot loader, so I'm not sure if they'll fit well in the magazine, they are quite big. I'll take some shots at the target and we'll see how it does. I've also got some in 2.2 and I'll see how they do as well. I've got different rifles to test them through. The first on test will be through the Daystate Airwolf, Lothar Walther barrel. I'm doing that because I can load it single shot. In 2.2 I can put it through the Aeron's S200 and put it through the single shot loader on that as well. So we'll get on with the initial test and see how it does at 20 yards on the backyard range. And if it does well there, we'll push it out further at the Tinsley Park Shooting Club and see how we get on. So let's get on with the test. Okay then, first shot down range. Probably have to zero this in, but let's see what it's like initially.
I don't know you're doing that.
I'll get the dogs in. So they've got a bad habit of jumping in front of the line of fire. A couple of idiots they are. Okay then, I've got a splatterburst target down there in the centre. It's always helps when you turn these electric rifles on, which is the really good point about the safety on these. Unless they're switched on, you can't shoot them. Quite a strong wind, but I'm hoping that the fence line will keep it shielded. First shot, not too bad actually. It's not too far off. Let's go where I'm aiming. Okay, let's go one for black disc then. The bottom one. Give it 5 shot group. So ideal for ratting then at 20 yards. So if you're farmyard shooting or in a barn, it's ideal. Little stick man down there to the right of the target. Oh dear. same old. I got these from JS Rams Bottom, pretty good supplier of air gun pellets. As we all know, JSB, I think they start to ship again now, but still low everywhere. So his head's gone. I'll fire 5 more of the targets on the target card, and then I'll get the chronograph out. First hole. Really are a big heavy pellet looking at it. Well, that might go off target. Yeah, that was me. Pulled up the bloody trigger too soon. So discount that one. Last one. The wind's really blowing, but seems to be grouping really well at 20, which you'd expect it to anyway. But it just means he's a bit good at close range squirrel and rat. So what I'll do now, I'll get the chronograph out and see what kind of power they're producing. Okay, so I've got a chronograph set up. Take some shots down range, see what kind of power they're putting out. Top left target.
11.4.
Same old.
11.3. 11.2. 11.3. 11.4.
So respectable power and good accuracy at 20.
11.3. 11.3.
straight out of the tin as well.
11.3. 11.4. 11.3.
Spoon.
11.5. 11.4. 11.1.
That's 12 shots, that'll do. Okay. So, got an average of 11.3, high of 11.5, low of 11.1. Foot-pounds, feet per second. Gives us an average of 664 feet per second, a high of 668 feet per second, a low of 656 feet per second, giving us a spread of 12, standard deviation of 3. So as well as being powerful and accurate, quite consistent as well through the chronograph. So the next thing will be to weigh some pellets out and see what the average weight is, see if they're coming close to the claimed weight on the tin. So that can make all the difference to the results on the chronograph. So that is the next part, is weighing the pellets. Okay, then let's weigh some pellets. .2, so that's way over what it's stating. .4. 11.7. 11.9. 11.6. 11.6. 11.4. 11.7. 11.6. 11.1. 11.4. 11.1, so quite a spread there. I'll work out the average and the deviation and come to conclusions. So that is the H&N Silver Point, and there's also an equivalent Disney Premier, which is the same as these. Hello folks, the day's finally arrived. Down at the range, Monday morning. Just gone 7:30 now. First up on test I've got the Daystate Airwolf. Now if you remember, I did an initial test at 20 yards on my backyard, and 8 out of the 10 more or less went through the same hole. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do it in 5-yard increments out to 35 yards, because there's a specialist hunting pellet light, so I can't see it doing much better past that. Got the conventional pellets to do that, but it is a heavy hard hitting pellet, and once again that's the H&N Silver Point, and these were 11.57 grains. So the first target I've got set up at 25 yards. I've got a 0 target to the left, and you'll see 3 dots on the right. And basically, after I've made sure where the 0 is, I'll start with the bottom target and then work my way up. So let's get on with the test. Nice. Okay, initial shot then at the left hand splatterburst target. So it's bang on, right in the middle. So 20 yards, 25 yards look like they're just the same. So I move to the bottom target now. One's a bit low. Yeah, it's dropping low now for some reason. That initial shot went high, but it's all about the group, so. Also running backwards, that one. Jesus, I can faff this up on the single shot. Easily got fat fingers. I've got a win this morning. I think the majority of these are going through that hole there that's appearing. Make this the last one, and I'll move it out to 30. Right, let's move it out then. Okay, it's now set at 30 yards. Nice, going for the 0 target again. One more to make sure that's where it's definitely going. more or less, yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're now going to go for the 30-yard centre target. Oh, dropped. Got a feeling that's because it was a bit stiff going in. Try now. Yeah, the wind's blowing left to right. Quite a few have gone to that top right. Okay, so that's not too bad actually. That's 30 yards. If you remember going back to the weights, there's a variation of about 0.6 grains. That shouldn't make too much of a difference. So what I'll do now then, I'll push it out to 35 yards and we'll see if it still stays consistent to that size. Right, so the final group of the Silver Point 177s at 35 yards now. So I'm going to start off with the splatter burst on the left. Okay, that's definitely what's coming on. .57 grains. According to the tin, that some will be heavier. There we go. Right, so straight on to the 30 yard. Going a bit high. Not too bothered as long as it stays like that. Yep, same old. Same old again. So it's got no problem at 35, has it? Unless the pellet gets damaged on the way in. Very accurate. Didn't expect this at 35 yards. Yeah, so 7 out of 10 covering a 5p piece anyway. So that's really good at 35. So got at 45 yards. There's a bottle up there. And go for that. So give it a bit of elevation on the scope. You alright? To the left. Right. Okay, so the 177 Silver Points did really well through the Daystate Earwolf. Through this rifle I recommend them at 35 yards. 8 out of 10, more or less in a 5p piece there. One's dropped below there. It did well at 35. All of those quite good actually. So that's the 177 through the Earwolf. Hello folks, last part of the test with the Daystate. I will be putting some modelling clay together about the size of a rat's head at 20 yards, fire at it with the 177 and see what kind of mess it makes, just for fun. That's the last part of the test. I think the 177 did alright actually, that's 35 yards, so I'd recommend it for small pest control on a 177 rifle.